Hi, this is Sergeant Beast Larson, retired police and correction, but you can call me Steve. Today is National Mental Health Action Day. From Awareness to Action is the campaign that MTV started in 2021. If you're struggling, you need to talk to somebody. 988. That's the national hotline. If you've got issues with substance and you feel like you're taking your life, financial issues, family issues, 988. Or reach out through your socials, as many people have. I'm going to tell you a few things and keep this short. I've had two people reach out on Facebook in correction groups. Both of them live in Canada. One of them posted a comment a couple years ago, 2 years ago, I believe. Had a bad day yesterday in the kitchen with alcohol, guns, and the police. But he's still alive to post that. A couple of us, we posted. I put my cell phone, I messaged him directly. Called him, we had over an hour conversation the next day, and he said, I'm surprised that people reached out to me like this to talk. We're here for you. We're here. There are outlets that are here. Not just on the internet, not just going to the doctor, the psychiatrist, the mental health professional. I do not have a college degree in mental health, but I've spent 30 years talking to people that have tried to commit suicide. Action, reach out. He reached out. The other one, same thing. A little different story. He reached out. I've messaged both of them this morning already before this video. Just wanted to tell them that I'm thinking of them. That they're incredible people and they're important to a lot of us. About 6 years ago, I was working in corrections, almost lost my best bud in corrections. He had reached out. We were working day shift. You don't get a lot of sleep on day shift. I had to get up at 4:15 in the morning, get ready, had an hour drive to start, be there early. He had called me twice, just sleeping really hard right through it. Got up the next morning. I thought, I'll just see him at work. He didn't come to work. Tried to call him through work. No answer. Later that evening, I got a hold of him. He was in the hospital. He had been drinking. He had a gun. He was a veteran. And I don't want to say too many details for his privacy and his safety. The day was his child's birthday, under 10 years old, I'll just say. And the exact age of his child was the age that a young male bomber on his third tour in Iraq tried to come through the front gate with a bomb vest on. And my best bud had to shoot him, took his life. He found out shortly after the age of this bomber. Today was his child's birthday, that same age. He wasn't dealing with it very well, but he had reached out. We talked. It did cause some issues with him a little bit. He did come and stay with my wife and I for a couple weeks. And just, absent going to the VA and going to the mental health professional, he surrounded himself with Christian, God-caring, God-fearing Christian people, my wife and myself. And it just gave him an outlet to talk and talk and talk. He and I are both left corrections. He's doing great in his family life, has a new child now. Love you, brother. I'm glad you reached out. I lost my best friend in high school. He hung himself. He didn't tell anybody. He didn't reach out. I lost my best friend in police. I'd retired. I'd moved out of state for a job. I got word 500 miles away. Mike's gone. He committed suicide in his cruiser in his friend's driveway. He went to his friends to talk, but he didn't tell him what was going on. He didn't tell him why. He didn't tell him what he was suffering from. He was also a veteran. He never talked about the things that happened over there. He was in very beginning stages back in 1991 time in the Marines. He didn't tell me anything like that, but he never acted like he was carrying anything on his shoulders. But he committed suicide in a cruiser with a gun. It's a big story. In 2020, I made a video. You've seen it. It's where I do 228 jumping jacks. And I did a jumping jack for every officer that committed suicide in 2019. 228 law enforcement officers, police, corrections, federal agents, probation, parole, those in uniform with a badge. 228 committed suicide. Many didn't reach out. 988, 988, 988. I'm telling you, I made this video. My wife recorded this. I did these jumping jacks. And as I did them, each jumping jack represented a life that was lost. The day after I posted this video, I was contacted by a young man with the last name Lister. He thanked me for this video and told me that his dad was one of those 228 people that committed suicide. His dad was a 25-year veteran with the Downers Grove Police Department in Plainfield, Illinois. 25-year veteran. There was no warning. His dad became silent. Nobody knew anything, though. His dad didn't communicate with anybody. On June 17th, 2019, his dad took his life. This young man, Joe Lister, contacted me and thanked me for caring enough to think about others. People, I'm telling you, it's not just at work. It's not just your neighbors. People reach out and look to those that are closest to you. My wife was in a life-changing car wreck when she was about 20 years old. She's had some dark days, and she's reached out to me. We've been together 30 years. She is my best friend. Seven years ago, my daughter reached out in writing a poem. She had been sexually assaulted when she was 11, and at 12 years old, she wrote a poem that talked about hanging herself in a closet. My daughter reached out, and she's doing great now. She's 19, and I'm proud of her too. People, you have to listen. Because people, they reach out in different ways. They tell you, they act, they stop eating, they stop sleeping. They get sheltered and locked up. They write, they may text a message. Pay attention to those around you. God has blessed me to listen. God has blessed me to help. As a police officer, Christmas Eve one night, domestic violence call way out in the country. So far out that I know when I'm driving there, I'm going to be alone, and if I need help, it's about a 15-minute drive for help. My supervisor knew the address and the man there, and he started also. Christmas Eve in the cold and the snow, I'm in the front yard with a man holding a .38, his wife and his 2 kids. And he's begging me to kill him. He wanted suicide by a cop. I did not want to shoot him in front of his family. Didn't want to shoot him, period. Divorce. He had been violent. She was bleeding. He was really determined to die that night in front of his family, to mentally torture them for the rest of their life. I prayed a lot as I talked to him. He's alive. He finally put together when my supervisor came, Supervisor Sergeant Rob. Be there. Thank you, MTV. They have, and I forget the number now, over 2,000, over 3,000 nonprofits, companies, organizations involved in this mental health action plan. Taking action. Companies, private individuals, take action. If you need help, 988. Take action. To all those that are still with us, and I have more than one friend in correction at that same prison that has thought about taking suicide, taking that way. I pray for all of you every day. My wife prays for you. She understands. I understand. Many people understand. I've had several people message me directly. Feel free. Just hit that message button. It's social media. You can reach me. You can reach 988. Those people on the phone are there to help. They want to be there. They want to help. Thank you all for watching my videos, for being a part of my life, for thanking me for what I do as well. See you soon.